My family moved here to New York City when I was a toddler. I pretty much grew up here my whole life. I love New York City. I love that it doesn't sleep. There's always something you could do there. You're never bored. Most of my, pretty much most of my family is from there. Um, you could pretty much buy anything you need in New York. You could have any type of meals, food, anything. New York City have it. And what you're looking at is the neighborhood I grew up in. This is East Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York City. Um, I spent most of my child and teenager years from this neighborhood. Growing up, there's the subways. You don't really need a car to travel. You could just take the train. They're very reliable and convenient in Brooklyn. It's only 30 minutes from the city, from Manhattan. And where I live is heavily Caribbean populated. There's people from all over the Caribbean that lives in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. And I just love Labor Day, which is once a year in September in New York, and very fun to watch and sing. And it brings the most crowd in New York City than any other parade they have there. I don't care what they tell you about Thanksgiving Day parade and the fireworks parade. Labor Day parade brings so many people from all walks of life than any other parade that New York City have. Look at the crowd in the photo. The photo says everything. So I decided to move from New York City because I wanted a house, and having a house in New York City is like $500,000 just for one family house where I could get more than less for the price. So I moved to Philly. It's very affordable, and it's less stressful, and the people there are super nice. And I realized once I moved to Philadelphia that how stressful New York City is and was. And because I grew up in New York City most of my life, I was so used to the stress and the aggression and the just hectic life that New York City has. And I realized that's not a normal way to live. You need quiet time, you need to chill, you need to relax. So that's one of the reasons why. And I did get my own home in Philly, and I enjoy being in Philly. And I like the fact that if I want to go to New York City, it's possible. I could take the train, the bus, you know, or I could drive up there. It's only 2 hours from where I live. So I do miss it sometimes, but I got used to Philly. But the downside about Philadelphia, because I have children, is the public schools are not so good. And New York City got pretty good public schools, but the downside is in New York City is the children behavior, whereas in Philadelphia they behave more pleasant. And in Philadelphia they offer art and music courses in most of their public school. They try to provide that for their students. In New York City they don't offer that, but in New York they have a high academic standards than they do in Philly. So that is the trade-off with New York and Philadelphia. But I am not satisfied what's going on right now in America. So I'm going to be moving again. But this time I'm moving out the country. And when I get myself settled in, I will do another video and update on why I decided to leave America. Because you think that, okay, let me move out of this city because it's whatever the case was, high crime or it's expensive or whatever the case is, you move. But I realize it's just it doesn't matter what part of the state you move to, because what is going on in America is just a national crisis. And it's a serious problem, and it needs to be addressed. And I will do another update of why I decided to move out of the United States. I'm still living in the United States, and um, I'm, I'm hoping I'll leave before the summer ends. So I'll let you know where I moved to and why I decided to leave.